Hey y'all, what is today? Happy Wednesday. I am completely live right now, and yeah, I'm gonna try this doing Housewife reviews live thing a little bit longer. So yeah, this is my review for The Real Housewives of New York City, season 15, episode 1. I mean, we're back in New York. Did we like the reboot, like the first season of it? It was okay. I was like, these ladies deserve a second chance and just to find their footing, because normally, like, they normally find their footing in like the third and fourth seasons. Now Dubai is different. Like, I didn't see any potential after season 2. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is pretty much New York's, I guess, what's the word I want to use? It's their chance to show that, okay, maybe we can get to a season 3 or a season 16. I don't know why they didn't just start over at 1. Anyway, we have 2 new cast members, one full-time and one part-time. This episode is also an hour and 15 minutes too, like kind of a supersized episode. It was alright. Like, it wasn't like, I wasn't as excited as Salt Lake City. It was just alright. What did y'all think about the episode before we like do our deep dive into it? Because I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but it wasn't a fried catfish episode, but it was just like okay, I'm mildly entertained, but I'll give y'all my rating at the end of the video. But yes, thank y'all for joining me. Let's see. The first season was dull. I don't expect the second season to be better. I'm a little bit more optimistic. I am. It wasn't good enough to be supersized. I think that's the point. I agree with this. No, it shouldn't have been supersized. You thought it was okay. The opening pulled me. Did it? Did it? Born without sugar baby receipts. I do like the lighthearted drama as compared to New Jersey and Potomac. I agree with that too. Like, it kind of reminded me of Dubai a little bit with the petty drama, but we'll get into that too. But yeah, let's start the episode. So we have this whole like we start in the future thing that production is doing now. They start in June 2024. Like, it's the opening credits shoot. Like, the season just finished wrapping, and it's like 5 days, like, to be exact. We're breaking the fourth wall, and clearly something went down between Ubah and Brynn. We get a preview of the flashback of the fight between them. Ubah is threatening to quit the show, and after seeing this episode, I just see that as an empty threat. Like, Ubah, you might need to come a little harder, or prove yourself more before you start threatening to quit, because they'll probably just be like, okay, bye. Okay. Anywho, let me see. Like, during the shoot, we just hear all the ladies are just concerned about their relationship. Like, oh, there's no going back from this. It was crazy. It was insane. We don't know what's going on, but it just feel like it was like a nothing burger. Why should it be something like this? Just nothing, Let's see. There's no real drama at the shoot, but we see them all like together, like filming the intro, with the apples in their hand. And then the episode starts, from that intro. And afterward, I was just like, they could have kept this. Like, it didn't really give me no type of anticipation. And I don't know, it just didn't seem like a big deal to me, like that drama. I still think it's going to be over something stupid, but we shall see. So then we get into the taglines, and did any of those stand out for y'all? Not for me. It was like a womp womp. I like Jenna's the most, though. And also, I was thinking, is she the first housewife to curse in her tagline? Like, everybody wants to be Jenna effing Lyons, but they can try. But yeah, We start the episode and they say 3 months earlier. Then as soon as I saw that, I was just like, wow. So they just filmed for 3 months. I felt like it's usually longer than that, right? Like I would say at least 5 months. But yeah, we open with Brynn at her new place. She's moved from the West Village to Gramercy. Now, if you're not from New York, West Village is like downtown Manhattan. West Village is actually where Andy Cohen lives. But Gramercy, you're going a little bit further uptown. It's like it's on the east side. In the mid 20s to upper 30s on the east side. That's what Gramercy area is. I wouldn't want to live in that area. I mean, I just don't like the east side too much. Like the west side is the best side in Manhattan. Like I don't really F with let's see, anything under 14th Street, anything above 14th Street on the east side, I don't have to go there. But yeah, her brother is visiting her, and he's staying with her for a month. She's hosting the first gathering for all the ladies to go to, kind of just like a bar where everybody can just catch up with each other. And, I like Brynn. She's cute, bubbly, and fun, but I like her when she isn't trying so damn hard because she already won me over with the personality, but it just seems like she's actively trying to be messy. Like I would say she's the Ashley Darby of New York, but just Ashley's messiness is just so much more authentic. A little bit. Do y'all agree? Thank you. You said it's all right. What was up with that photo shoot in the beginning? Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me. So we see each other so far. If you're just joining the chat, welcome. This is completely live. We're just going to see how these live Housewives reviews go until I get like a bad comment, because this is all strictly off the dome right now. Usually, like the editing process, like takes a little bit longer for me. So yeah, live reviews is like where it's at right now so far. I love watching you and Kempire review Roni because you all give added commentary about New York. Thank you. And you put me in great company with Kempire. Shout out to him. But let's continue. So now we're with Jessel and her husband. His name is Pavitt, I believe. They're headed to Chinatown for lunch. I love Chinatown. That's where you can get like, see, that's what you said earlier, like how I can just give like added insight about New York. But yeah, you can find like the good mom and pop Chinese spots. And it's for the low too. Now, I will say, the health department, you might just want to look at the letters in front of the stores, because I saw a C for one, and I think I saw a D before too in Chinatown. And I don't play with anything like after a C, like after a B, because B, I'll be like, okay. When it's a B, it's usually like storage issues and stuff like that, temperatures and stuff. C is for cockroach. That's what I think. Anything after a C. But yeah, anyway, he's forcing her to ride the subway to her detriment. And not her saying, it's called the MTA. The MTA. Girl, the MTA, really? Really? You've been there. You're not that much of a tourist. Like, she faking the funk right now. Don't know like that. It's like the subway system is called the MTA. Be for real, for real. She just made me roll my eyes for a second when I heard that. She says she never catches it, and I believe her. Like there's some people that will not get in that hole. I don't mind getting in the hole. I don't, and I'm not too like proud, because sometimes you can get around New York faster with the train. Like shout out to my friend who's probably watching. He lives in Cali, but whenever he visits, he does not want to catch the subway. Like he always rolls his eyes and want to catch an Uber. Like catching an Uber in New York, like on a weekday, like after the hour, like during the hours between, let's say 8 and 7 p.m. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, during the weekday, because traffic is so bad. Like, there's like wealthy people that still catch the train. Like Andy Cohen, he catches the train. I think Sarah Jessica Parker. Excuse me. But she says she pays like $990 a month on Uber. I mean, it ain't tricking if you got it. So it is what it is. The place they're going to, we see it's a mom and pop spot. There's this viral place I went to. I forgot the name of it, but it was on TikTok where they have like the $5 like pork and rice plates. So good. But I didn't mind where he went. It looked like somewhere I would go to as well. So it's just not fancy at all. And just the gist of this scene, they have such a brother-sister relationship, and not even like the Juan and Robin type relationship. They just seem like friends, like platonic friends, where they eventually was just like, you know what? We're not going to find anybody better. Let's just F each other. Like, that's their type of relationship. I don't see any type of sexual chemistry between the two of them. Is it just me? But Jess was talking about how she wants another kid, preferably a girl, and he doesn't want any more kids. Now, when I saw this scene, it's usually the other way around. Like, the guy wants another kid, for some narcissist legacy reasons, and the woman, she doesn't want another kid, So I just thought it was interesting. I feel like I haven't seen that in a minute, where the wife wants another kid, but the dad doesn't. The husband doesn't. But this is where my side eye, my first side eye of the episode came from, was when Pavid, when Jessel was like, "Oh, well, don't you want a little Beyonce or Elon Musk?" And he was just like, "I would take an Elon Musk over Beyonce." What that mean? What does that mean exactly? You'll gladly take Elon Musk over it. I don't even know why Jessel said Elon Musk. There's so many different billionaires you could have said, girl. So many different ones. Elon Musk. But yeah, it just said a lot. And I'm kind of done with him already off of this scene alone. Just saying. So then next scene, we're with Ubah and Erin. They're meeting for lunch, and Erin invites the new friend of Rebecca Minkoff. Now, I don't know who that is. The name does ring a bell for me. I know she's in fashion of some sort. Ubah is gushing over her new white man. She is happy. She's in love, showing him off. And what I thought was funny about that was, if y'all were watching last season, like, Sai and Brynn, that's what the whole fight was over, because Ubah wanted to keep that man a secret. So now she's just putting him in everybody's face who will listen. It just seems silly after all that, because a friendship was like collateral because of that. But anyway, they're talking about Brynn's gathering coming up, and they're talking about the group dynamics. So then meanwhile, across town, we see Brynn, Jenna, and Jessel meeting up at a furniture store. It's so interesting how the Housewives, they go to these furniture stores, they go shopping for a bit, and then they just sit on the furniture and just start having a casual conversation. Like, can anybody else do that? Like, have that permission? Like, I know they were there at least filming 30 minutes, just chilling on the couch in the furniture store. I just thought that's always weird to me. And also, not Jenna announcing that she had BO. That's not cute. I wouldn't have announced that. Let's see. Just saw the ratings for the episode, not good at all. Well, that's because the debate was last night. Like, when I saw that, I was just like, why did they premiere it the same time as the debate? That didn't make any sense to me. Like, they knew the numbers were going to be low. I knew they were going to be low. I'm not a New Yorker, but how was she a college student in New York City and never caught the subway? Exactly. I think she's lying. Like, just to putting 20 on 10 and then saying she didn't even know it's called the MTA. No, like, MTA is a burden on my life right now. Those mother effers, if I ever see whoever's the head of it, I will slap them in the face. I don't care if they're a man or a woman, because the MTA is ran by chimps. More of that later. I'm sorry. This review gonna be an hour. Me talking about shit. Keep the reviews live, please. Oh, I appreciate you. He wants a baby genius. Elon Musk is problematic, though. Yeah, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I do. Yes, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. We'll see, though. So now they're going back and forth between scenes with the group of ladies, and they're talking about each other. And apparently, there's tension between Erin and Brynn, again, stemming from a podcast. And I'm just like, again, is this where the drama's going to be in the Housewives now? Like, a cast member is mad because they were talked about on a podcast. I don't want this to be a thing, really. And of course, it's Jeff Lewis, cigarette ass. I can't say what I want to. I can't stand gay men like him. Like, he's disgusting. I don't even know how he keeps like even getting a show, but watch whiteness work. But yeah, they got over it apparently. But then we found out that Jenna confronted Erin at her gathering and said that well, Brynn told me that she said I was having money problems, and it stems from, I guess, Erin called Jenna an Uber, and it was like at least $250. And I'm pretty sure it's because they were kind of outside the city or whatever. And then what's her name? Jenna, she didn't pay her back. That's annoying. Even if I am rich, like, it's the principle of things. Like, if I didn't offer you the Uber, you don't assume. So I get why she was angry. But that's what Erin gets for talking shit about people to Brynn. Like, Brynn is not your friend. Brynn is not your friend. That needs to be like on a t-shirt or a motto this season. But also, I can see Erin saying that maybe she has money problems or trying to make a joke because she likes to put a little spice on stories like we saw last season. But overall, it's BS, honestly. It's just she said. But Erin says Brynn is just trying to get her back for, the podcast thing. And even in the flashback, Erin didn't say anything disparaging about her. Like, Jeff Lewis was trying to be messy because it's just like a thing. Like, where does Brynn get her money? And I mean, the people I've talked to who's watched the show, they're just like, yeah, of course. Like, maybe she got a sugar daddy or a man paying for her because what did she say? Like a brand marketing person. I was telling that to my friend. He was like, that's not a real career. Now, he said that, not me. Not me. Okay. I'm just saying, but whatever. So then next scene, we're with Sai and Jessel doing this like cold bath. It's another reality TV show cliche. They're hanging out because Sai saw how horrible she was last season, and she's trying to be nice to Jessel. Remember when we all thought we were gonna like Sai? I was so disappointed. Oh, she was a I hate using the term, bitch towards, a woman, but she just was mean and just kind of like just a nasty mean girl. But everyone gets a clean slate for episode 1, and hopefully, Sai course corrects just a little bit. She continues talking about like seeing herself on TV, and she's actually going to a therapist. And I'm like, yes, for self-awareness. And you know what? She says she was a Sagittarius, and immediately when I heard that, I was like, it makes sense. It makes sense because Sagittariuses, Sagittarists, like, they ain't shit usually. They ain't. I'm sorry. Like, Nene's a Sagittarius, Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius. Who else? Ain't Candace a Sagittarius too? Anyway, Sai is then talking about her relationship with Brynn, how they aren't friends, but they're cordial because the last season not the season finale, the reunion, Brynn was like, I'm good on this friendship, because it was Sai's fault and she just didn't take Sai's apology. But I'm gonna keep forgetting their names when like I'm talking about this, because there's so many effing women. But yeah, Sai said she's gonna go to Brynn's gathering. Let me see what y'all talking about. He is a cigarette. New York has always been my favorite because of the fashion. The fashions were giving this episode. Erin needs to worry about that husband she keeps tearing down. We will get to that. Yes, Sai is a mean firecracker. No offense to regular firecrackers. Love y'all. How Brynn gets her money is giving Jen Shah. I need clarification. I can see that too. I'm sorry. The Sages, I don't know. Yeah, it was consulting or something, brand consulting or something. I mean, do we ever see her working though? That's the thing. I think that's why. I mean, I don't care what she does. I really don't. Like, I like her personality. You know, I like how she's a little feisty and playful. But hey, she's not really showing that part of her life, and she's blaming production. Sai is fighting with her blackness. What does that mean? I'm not even trying to be like sarcastic. I'm just like, can you explain? Because that never really registered to me. I finally caught alive. Yes. Hey, Chris, how are you? I am doing good on this Wednesday. I was off today. I smoked a nice sativa blunt because I deserved it. I don't get a lot of off days, so I just cleaned my apartment. Oh, it was a good one too. Like, do I have any more of my blunt left? It's not near me right now. Oh, yes, it is. Have a little bit of a piece. I'm gonna smoke it right after this. Anyway, let's get back to the review. Let's see. So next scene, we're with Jenna at her place. She's with her girlfriend's mom. It's so interesting. She can't bring her girlfriend on the show, but she could bring her girlfriend's mom. Okay. So then we're introduced to the new full-time cast member, Raquel, who knows Jenna. And she's at her place. We're getting to know her, like a little background. She speaks Lesbonics as well. And her story is very similar to Jenna's. Like they both were married to men before they went on to women afterward. She also gets 10 cool points for that Living Color reference in her confessional. I was like, I like her so far. So the next scene, we're with Erin and her husband and kids, and they're going to Serendipity. The gist of this scene, they're discussing how they moved from Tribeca to the Upper West Side. Now, for those of you who don't know New York, geography, Tribeca is way at the corner tip of the bottom of Manhattan, like near Battery Park area. Tribeca is really nice, but not much goes on at the bottom of the city. Usually starting from, Tribeca is probably even below Lower East Side, I want to say. But yeah, like, you're going to be traveling a lot if you live in Tribeca. Like, it's so far. It's just at the tip. At the tip. Anyway, so they live in the Upper West Side. And I remember when I first moved to New York, how Upper West Side, it's great. It's a great residential area. It's clean. You kind of get the best of both worlds. You get like a neighborhood, but yet it's a city feel as well. But they want to move again because the new place, it isn't a townhouse. Like they want different levels. And afterward, a little bit later, some time goes by, not them letting like all three of their kids leave the table as they're talking, like just to run around the restaurant. Y'all know, I used to work in a restaurant. Why you got your kids running around unattended? The 9-year-old is in charge? Really? Y'all know what I want to say. Y'all know what I want to say, but I'm going to keep it PC. I'm going to keep it PC because we're not on my Patreon. Anyway, they talking, and Erin is referring to this place she saw with like a mural on the ceiling. And then her husband's like, oh yeah, I mean, wouldn't that be funny if we take some mushrooms and just stare at it for hours? Erin's entire demeanor just switches like soon as he says that. She stares at him and like, you can't say that. Like, what? I was just like, what's wrong? Like, apparently she got mad that he said that they allude to doing mushrooms on camera. Who cares? I've tried shrooms. It's not bad. It's on the same level of weed. You would have thought he said coke or something like that. I mean, if you do coke, that is on you, but I'm just saying mushrooms, it's a little bit different, just a little bit. It's a psychedelic. I don't know. Like, I've had it before. It's on the same level as weed. You can easily access it in New York. Not that hard. But he has a problem because he said like, what was it? Oh, he was like, you don't joke like that? And she was like, no. Thank you for production, because they rolled that beautiful beam footage showing her last season like making a joke about tripping out. So not only are you a liar, like you're phony as well. Like, I want to like Erin, but she makes it so easily to be unlikable. It just, I don't like when they try to fake the funk like that. Like, you are being yourself on Housewives. Like, I know you got a camera in front of you, but people can, like, the audience can tell if you're being authentic or not. Like, they do mushrooms together. They do. I think that's romantic. Like, I think I would have liked her had she admitted that on camera. It's not against the law, is it? Is it? Legal Eagles in the chat, let me know. But then we see her husband has his own confessional, and he's saying it's probably a little deeper reasons why. And look, I'm sure a separation is in their future, and maybe Brynn will get her wish. Maybe. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. Yeah, I got this from a convention. I always find like the cute shirts at conventions, like something like a rare shirt. And y'all know I love me some Cowboy Bebop. Let me see. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Let's see. That Potomac review was everything. I felt drunk like Karen. Oh, preview. Yes, I know Potomac is coming back. And Salt Lake City is tonight. I can't wait to watch that, as well as Agatha All Along. I'm just seeing what y'all saying right quick. His face when she said, "What's wrong with you? Are you dumb?" That was so rude. Like, they were having like a nice conversation too. Like, bitch, are you dumb? Are you dumb? I don't know. I can't be married. I'm sorry. Because I don't know. I don't like that. That was pretty mean. I was on his side. Calling your husband dumb on camera is a sure way to ruin your relationship. I agree. Mushrooms are against the law, but I agree they are no big deal. Well, still, I don't care. Like, weed was against the law back in the not too long ago. Erin's talking from both sides of her mouth about doing shrooms. I'm just saying, the first time I tried it, it wasn't a big deal as I thought it was. It's just like a whole different type of high. That's a whole different conversation. But anyway, hands in the chat if you've done shrooms. Hands in the chat. Put them in there. So next scene, it's the day of Brynn's gathering, and we're with Raquel and her fiance. They're getting ready. Her fiance was hot, wasn't she? I love that androgynous look. I really do. It's just something arousing about it. Anyway, she's in Midtown, and I was like, is Raquel in my neighborhood? I think she lives near me. Like, I think in future episodes they show like the neighborhood a little bit. I think we're in the same neighborhood. Like, it looked like she's Midtown West. We'll see. We then get a background on how she met her fiance. It's a little scandalous. Like, she was with her husband at the time. She also has 2 kids from her previous marriage. I guess she was always friends with her current fiance, but even when her fiance had a wife. So yeah, y'all were friends during that, and now you're about to marry her. That's very messy, very very messy. But she shrugged about it in her confessional. I'm intrigued by it. I am. I still like her. Did y'all like her? Like so far, positive first impression. And I really thought it was cute seeing them on the bikes in the flashback. So then, next scene, the ladies are arriving at the venue. Y'all, let me put my notes to the side for a bit. You know what was funny? Flur Room is one of the places I bartend. I was like, no, they were there the one time that I wasn't bartending that day. Damn. So I'm trying to say this is too much of Chris's business. So I work for an events group that owns like the hotels and stuff like that. So I'm at different venues, and Flur Room is one of the venues that I bartend at, and it's a beautiful space. You need some coin for the private events. That's why she didn't make it a private event. Like it's a lot of money to do that. But they were in the sections on the other side, because there's two sides of the bar. Cute spot, really cute spot. Most of the cast is here, and then Jessel, she takes Brynn to the side and says she got a text message from Erin saying that she was disappointed in her. Like Jessel's confused by this, but I'm guessing she found out that she was talking to Brynn at the furniture store. But I'm like, who told her that? And because it could only be either Brynn, who we know doesn't talk to Erin like that, or Jenna. And I'm like, why did Jenna tell Erin that they were talking about her at the furniture store? Like, who's the real pot stirrer here? Like, because I'm thinking, is it Jenna really? Is it Jenna all along? So then Raquel arrives, and Brynn, I'm gonna need her to chill on her lesbian fascination. Like, girl, cool it, okay? Miss Katy Perry. Like, ooh, Jenna has competition. That's Jenna's friend. Why is it a competition? They're very bitter, but they do what they're supposed to do. Follow the purple rabbit. We're still talking about shrooms in the chat. And thank y'all for admitting it. You know, I don't know. It should be legal. I think it will be eventually. We just probably got to wait till the baby boomers die out or something in Congress. Anywho, so Sai talks to Jenna, and Jenna's telling her that it was Brynn that told her that she hated her. And I forgot to mention earlier in the episode, she's talking about like how her and Jenna have some friction because apparently she said she hated her. But she said, well, I kind of said I couldn't stand her. And I'm like, well, hate, can't stand. It's semantics. You were talking shit about her and you didn't like her. But anyway, hearing this, now Sai is pissed at Brynn. And this is where it was getting in Dubai territory, because it was just a lot of she said around the group, where a lot was just like, it was just a lot of game of telephones. And I'm just like, can we just get some other type of drama? I don't know. But Sai apologizes to Jenna that, you know, it was misconstrued that she hates her. She just didn't like her because she didn't feel that she was being her authentic self. I guess that's, you know, that makes it better. But Jenna accepts. And then later on in a different scene, we see we see Abe, Erin's husband, go behind the bar to make a drink. And just looking at that and just, you know, working there, they had to ask somebody to go behind the bar before they did that. I would be very shocked if he just went behind the bar and just, you know, started pouring drinks or whatever. And then I thought another thing that was funny. Sai used to be a bartender, and she's telling them how to make a martini with the olive juice. They took those dark cherries that you put in old fashions and Manhattans. They used that and thought it was dark olives or something, like black olives. And she tasted it, and she was just like, "Oh, this needs some more olive juice, girl. You're drinking cherry juice and vodka." I just thought that was funny. She couldn't even she didn't know that. But anyway, later on, we're with Erin and Jessel talking their issues out. Erin feels like Jessel is perpetuating the lie that she said Jenna was poor and she didn't have her back when they were talking about it at the furniture store. So they bring Jenna over to add in the conversation. And I guess Jenna's excuse was she just wanted to let Erin know that, this might come up at the gathering. I was just giving you a heads up because they're still talking about it. I still think Jenna bringing that up to Erin was kind of messy to me because it seemed like, it just seems stupid because at this point, Jenna doesn't care. So why does Erin care so much that she allegedly called her poor? It's stupid. Is it just me? I just thought it was just stupid. Jenna's over it. Why is everybody else mad about it? But yeah, then Brynn comes over to try to join the conversation, and Erin tries to leave when she sits down, but they start getting into it. They're arguing over who has the most integrity. Brynn then brings up the podcast again to throw that in her face. So it looks like Erin was right. Brynn is still feeling some type of way about the podcast. So then Brynn accuses Erin, well, you were saying I fuck for money. And then Sai jumps in and says, that's not true, you're lying. So now, meanwhile, the new girls, they're on the other side of the couch. They're on a different couch than them. So it's just the originals on one couch, arguing about stupid shit. So then Sai calls out Brynn for being the problem in the group. And then Brynn deflects and says, well, the reason why it was awkward at Jenna's gathering is because you called Jessel's husband a name. We cut to Brynn's confessional. She's reading the text that Sai sent. Fuck you, Jessel, and your Dory from Finding Nemo look-alike husband. Y'all, afterward production zooms in on her husband, and he does look like Dory. What would have been really funny was the side-by-side if they did that. Oh my God. So that noise y'all just heard, that was the leather on my couch. That was not me. Like this. I just want to make sure because I don't want nobody on there in the chat saying, oh, he farted during a review. This was the leather. The leather. Leather. Anyway, I just want to make that clear. But yes, don't he look like Dory? He looks just like Dory. I might call him that for the rest of the season because he still got on my nerves for that Beyonce comment. So then Sai is really mad now, and she calls Brynn a fucking gaslighting, narcissistic asshole, calls her unwell, and says, not today, Satan, not today. Then she goes sit with the new girls. So now Brynn is in complete victim mode now, and she's ready to go. She's starting to cry, and she leaves. It looks like she leaves the gathering, she leaves her own gathering along with her brother. So the credits are rolling now, and then we see Ubah show up. Now, at this point, y'all, I totally forgot Ubah was on the show, which tells me they didn't need to bring her back. They really didn't. So that's what I was talking about earlier in the episode. I was like, you threatened to leave the show, while meanwhile, I didn't even realize you were gone. So yeah, empty threats. So yeah, the ladies are still chatting and drinking, and that is where the episode ends. Now, I will say the episode got a little bit better when they got to Flur room. I was interested, and I think that's what saved the episode for me. And I would say, it was just a meh premiere because Look, the reference we have to like a flawless premiere was Salt Lake City. I had no notes. No notes. So yeah, I would give this on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 6. And I think that is a fair review from me. Like, it was just all right. Like, it could have been more interesting, but the drama, it just seems so a little bit contrived. Like, it was giving Dubai vibes a little bit, but you can tell, like, I don't know. It seemed like the ladies didn't see each other since filming Rap. Well, some of them. But let me see what y'all talking about before we continue a little bit. I never know when to judge when a New Yorker is being rude. You really can't tell. Are they rebooting Atlanta like they did New York? Well, Atlanta, the season coming up is their season to prove their worth. Like, this is a prove their worth season before the reboot. So this season of New York right now, season 15, this is for them to prove themselves that they get another season, this one. Because you can't judge the first season of a cast. You got to give them a second chance. Now, Dubai, they had their second chance, and I feel like I don't want to see a season 3. I don't care. So yeah, a lot is riding, like a lot of franchises. So this one, Potomac, like if Potomac is a flop, definitely they're going to cancel it or they're going to reboot it. Let's see. Erin's talking from both sides of her mouth. Yep, I totally agree. Shrooms are legal in Oklahoma. We got shops. Thank you. It's not like, some type of, ooh, we doing crack. They're very bitter, but they do. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. I want to know if Jenna paid Erin back. That is a good question. If I ever go to Watch What Happens Live, I'm going to ask that question. Oh, I also said I'm not going back to Watch What Happens Live unless I am physically there. Because I don't like them giving me questions. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like, I want to ask the questions that, I think of. Yeah, I saw Alex did a side by side. I saw the tail end of his review. I want to know what he thought. He said he enjoyed the premiere. We all know Dory was a lesbian. I don't remember Ubah showing up, and I just watched the premiere today. Yeah, she showed up at the very end. Oh, damn. 6 is generous. Okay. I just don't think these New York women are compelling enough. And they're too busy trying to contrive stories. Now, speaking of that, I felt like they're too aware. And I think that's the problem so far. And looking from the first episode, if this is how it's going to be, I'm concerned for this season. Now, there was a tweet I saw. I wanted to save it to talk about it. 1 second. It's under my bookmarks. Yeah, so someone said, and I totally agree with this. They said it feels like there's too much awareness on the new New York franchise of how they're coming across and what they're willing to discuss on camera without any of them really challenging one another's boundaries. I get wanting to be protective, but it's feeling overly so right now. I totally agree with that. And giving viewers an overt feeling that you're hiding significant portions of your life from the show isn't the way to win people over early on in your runs as Real Housewives. Totally agree with that. And I think this is going to be my problem for this season. Like, again, I'm going to bring up Salt Lake City because they are killing it. Like, I don't get contrived. Like, I get thirsty from Angie K, but I think she's really like that. Like, she's just that eager girl who wants attention. Like, and Mary does not seem contrived. She is really cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, I believe that, like, these women are really, like, showing their flaws in all for us. In New York, they're trying too hard, and they don't have to. Like, I like Brynn. Brynn, you don't have to be messy or try to pit people against each other for ratings, Like, just let things, like, happen naturally, and we're not seeing that. But, it's the first episode. Look, we'll see. We will see. I am an optimistic person when it comes to Housewives, at least. I agree, and Erin proved it in the scene with her husband. Yep. Oh, I can't wait too when she's a guest, because I want her to like be asked that question. Because I kind of sort of liked Erin last season. Jenna only agreed to come back if they wouldn't show her real life. How was that going to make a good... Another point. Thank you. Yeah, we see each other. Like, even Jenna, like, they're trying to make her the star, put her in the middle. I don't think she's that girl. Like, maybe in real life, she's that girl because, look, fashion tip, I be seeing her on Fashion Week and stuff like that. She's that girl. But Real Housewives world, anywho. So I reached the 45-minute mark, y'all. I don't want to go too far over, but that was my review of episode 1. I would love to know y'all's thoughts in the comments for the people who are catching the playback. So yeah, I might start doing lives for reviews, y'all. I've been enjoying it. And I like interacting with y'all too. And it's like a one and done. I ain't got to edit. Anywho, I'm about to like this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm about to like this. And this is legal. So yeah. With that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for the next episode.